Hi students. So I said I'd show you my sheet layout. So we're going to do that now. And just a quick refresher. Here is my project browser organized, okay, into various different sections there, including the fire cert and the DAX services and details. So very important that you get your project browser organized so that you know where your views are, so that when you create your sheets, you can easily drop the views in. So here's my ground floor plan. And so that is in at a scale of, let me just see, 1 is to 100, I do believe. Yeah, 1 is to 100. So I'll deactivate that view. Got a north point in up here as well. I want to point out to you, very important, that you fill out the title block properly, right? And how do you go about doing that? Well, you've done it 100 times before, but in drawing series, look, you've got your name and your number. You've got the drawing title up here. I noticed in some of your BIM submissions that some of you still don't understand this naming system here. So project number is project 2 hyphen G, which is stage G. The originator is 831. The volume is XX. The levels is XX. Now, those two are important symbols. They refer to the fact that we don't have volumes, and we do have levels, but we're not including them in the drawing number here. The M3 is a symbol for a 3D model. Okay, the role is AT, which is you, and the drawing number is 0001. So this is sequential. So the next one would be 002. The status is 2. Okay, now where do you fill all of that out? And I need to bring back my browser here. So it is user interface properties. Now here it is, look. So these are shared parameters. They're inside your project because if providing you use my template, okay, and that's why it's the importance. That's why I stress the importance of using the correct template. Okay, and then you just have to fill this out once, literally, and it's probably a lot of the stuff is there. And then for each sheet, you can go in and just hit the drop down box and repeat all of the data that's in here. Scroll on down, and here is your approver. These are these symbols over here. Okay, these ones, right? So the approver is Pierce. The designer is you. The checked by is Pierce, and drawn by is you. So just the symbols there. You can also change the sheet number here, and you can put in the sheet name here as well, and just change the issue date to the date that you're actually starting to do these. Hit apply, and all of these boxes get filled out automatically. Okay, so this repeats right through all the sheets, and only the most conscientious of you actually do this for all of the sheets. You start off doing 1 and then 2, and then you forget about 3, 4, 5, and 6. And in an office, you just wouldn't be let away with something like that. This title block information is hugely important. Okay, so there's my ground floor plan. 1 is to 100. I've extended it out to get the ramp in here and a bit of the surround as well. All right, you'll see that I've got my room names in here too. Okay, so that's that one. Now let's go to the first floor plan. So I've slimmed the first floor plan down using the crop box, and I'm getting the first floor in here, and I'm getting the roof plan there, and that's how Pierce wants it. Title block filled out that way too. Probably a good idea to. I would generally include the section lines here because they have data associated with them. So this is sheet 108, and that is section 3. Sheet 106, section 1. Okay. For your finish sheets, if you've got sections in it that you've been using to coordinate stuff and they're not on your sheets, then just delete them, get rid of them afterwards. Now you can see the difference here. These are building sections, and now here are my wall sections here. Okay, and Pierce was quite specific about where he wanted those wall sections to occur. Now here's my basement plan. and I've toned down lots of the colors. We've cut through the topo solids here. Okay, so that's why you're getting this orange in around the edge there. You've done an awful lot more work on the basements than I have. You've done your layout and you've done your storage and disabled parking spaces and all that kind of stuff as well. So you'll have all of that reflected and shown in there. You see that I have orientated the sheet into portrait. It just comes out a little bit better. I can get everything in that I need to get in portrait rather than in landscape here. And again, filled out the box there. All right. Now here's my elevations, scale of 1:100. And again, I'm not showing the basement here. We're taking it up to ground level. Sometimes you can, people will let you do a hidden line just to show that there is stuff happening underneath here. But this is for above ground here. And that's how that is looking. I've added the bits of color that you're seeing here, right? So this is just my straightforward glass material. And I like to just put a little bit of a light blue shading in that. I think in one of the videos I explained to you what's going on here. This is the glass material duplicated, and I've just taken down the transparency and changed the color, up the color, just to get a little bit of blue to add a little bit of interest into the project here. They're solid panels, and these are our glass panels here. Okay, so I got the east and north there, title block filled out here. Here's my south and west. Okay, and there and there, and title block filled out. Here's my building section 1, scale 1:100 again, and I'm going right through the basement and through a portion of the ramp up, and I'm taking it through the building, and you can see now that I was able to go into architecture and tag rooms. So if you've got the rooms tagged on plan, it's it's a requirement that you'll tag them in all of your sections as well here. Okay, and that's important to do that. Right, so that's that one. Here's building section 2. Okay, now here's a little hangover from the exercise that we're doing with the room. So I'm going to activate that view and going into VV on the keyboard and going into annotation categories. No, sorry, model categories, into rooms, and I'll turn off the interior fill and reference, apply, and OK, and that will disappear there. And then this is what I was saying about tagging the rooms into architecture, tag room. And because I already have tagged these in the plan, I'm able to very quickly tag all of those there. Car parking space and car parking space, lobby and stairwell. All right. So all of these rooms need to be tagged the whole way through. I'm just concentrating on the basement ground and first. And I think that's going to be acceptable to Pierce. That's what he's asked you to do on the brief there. Okay, so I'll deactivate the view. Now you can see, okay, let's move that over a little bit so that it's in the center of the sheet. Title block filled out here. Now the fire certificate, here it is here. And I showed you how to create these views in the last video. And you'll notice that I've got these views, right, on activate the view. Notice that they are in course, all right? So what I've done is that for all of my walls, I have applied, so if I take that wall and go into its edit type, so I've changed the coarse fill color to a solid fill and a red there. And so it's kind of a quick way to identify maybe your 1 hour firewalls or something like that. Okay, so I'm just going to deactivate that view, and I'll come into this in another video, but it's a really, really quick way rather than going into filters. Now, filters might suit you better, and you've done that on your BIM class with, who was it, Tom last semester. But I might do a video on this as well. But just using the coarse fill and putting in that coarse fill color very quickly demonstrates what's a fire wall, a fire floor, 60-minute here and 30-minute on the green. So something along those lines, fill out the title block there. Okay, so I've managed to get the ground, the first, and a section through here, and that's what Pierce required there. They're all 1:100s as well. Here's my disability set. Okay, and again, these are duplicate with detailing and renamed and positioned into the correct subfolder. And again, they're set up here of 1:100. I've got room here for my symbols. Okay, the symbol legend that you're going to use. That's important as well. Here's the bathroom, and I had a chat with Pierce about this. I think he's going to take out the pod, because I think Tony's going to be assessing that in building performance. Okay, but I think he does want to services layout, right, for the apartment. So this is 1:25, and it's a call out of the services. So I built in the kitchens and I put in the furniture and things like that. So that's perfectly laid out now in terms of. And if this one is not here, I'll delete it. You can put your symbols in there. And watch out, I'm going to make a video in terms of the symbols here as well. It's probably the next one I'm going to do. And then you can kit this out in terms of electrical, fire, and everything else that needs to be done within an apartment. Now, we're onto our wall sections here. So Pierce wanted a wall section through where we can see the parapet, where we can see the intermediate detail, where we can see where the ground floor meets the basement. Okay, so I've put in 3 call outs there for the 1:10 details. 1:5 is it? Yeah. And then I've taken another wall section through the stair core here, because Pierce wanted to get you to detail up the curtain walling here as well. So we got the precast jointing happening over here, and we got the curtain walling happening here. And again, these are obviously, when you bring in the 1:20, it's up to here and it's down to there. So I've split it. You can see where I've split it here. I've split this twice and split it there, and I've managed to compress that long section at 1:20 to get it onto the sheet. And similarly done here, title block filled out there. Here's my details. Okay, so details. This one is at 1:10. These two are at 1:5, and refer back to the to Pierce's brief for that. Okay, so here's the basis of the detail. You're going to overlay this now with 2D elements and fill regions and text and various things like that. Okay, so that's important to get done there. I seem to have a repetitive one here, so that might need to be the parapet, so I don't think I have that one done correctly there. Okay, so here's details too. Oh, I've got the parapet separately here, there, and here's a plan detail at that's at 1:50. We're going to have to take that down. So let's activate the view. So 1:50. Let's take it to 1:20 and see how big it is, and deactivate the view, and then get it back into here. So it's quite large. I will activate the view again. I'll turn on the crop box. Okay, and I think he wanted the corner. That's what he was interested here in. So I'm going to get as much of that in there as I can. Yep. Okay, so I'll deactivate that. I'll just turn off the crop box and deactivate the view. Right, now, so you can see now I've got that there. And again, if you wanted, you could take a little call out of this area here at 1:5 and stick it in there and detail that one like so. Okay, here's your schedules coming in here. Now, here are my schedules, and Gordon was looking for a room schedule. Okay, and so this will get quite big if you do each of the floors, and if you have time to do each of the floors, do each of the floors. All right, as I said, I've just done basement, ground, and first, and all I've put in here, I think that's all that's necessary for this exercise. Is the name, the level, and the area. And I'll have a chat with Pierce and see. I was explaining to him that if we do all the floors, then this room schedule will take up a sheet on its own. So we'll just clarify that with them there as well. I've got an embodied carbon schedule down here as well. You don't need to do that. Don't panic. Okay, it was just kind of doing that for my own. But if anybody is interested in putting in an embodied carbon schedule, in which we get the overall ton of CO2 per square meter, I can show you how to do that. And one of the things that I do have to show you how to do is to do the curtain wall materials takeoff, curtain wall schedule as well. And I'll do a separate video on that too. And then finally, my last sheet is a panel layout. And again, I had a chat with Pierce during the week about this. He had it down at 1:10, I think it was, and that just is not going to work. There's no, we'd be into AO sheets and even bigger to try and get everything on the sheet. So we've agreed maybe to bring it down to, I've got it at 1:25, which is not the most common scale, but it gets it to fit on the sheet. So there's my elevation, and again, that's done with a call out on one of the elevation views. Here is the section through, and again, that's done on a call out rather than a wall section. Okay, so distinguish between the two. That's a call out on the 1:20. And then this is a call out, a plan call out here, and I've organized that too, and fill out the title block. So currently I'm at 15 sheets, and I'm going to go back into a couple of things here, particularly say the fire certificate and the disability certificate. And I'm going to show you how you can get hold of some symbols that you will use to populate both of these plans here. Okay.